Seth, how is it going? Oh, nice, nice. You cut off a tiny bit at the end, like let go too early or something. I don't know. That is correct. Today, I was thinking of working on the pause menu, as well as the settings menu. How's that sound to you, Seth?
That sounds good to me. Yeah. So, yeah, I just turned on my stream, so I'm gonna do a quick intro over here just to let everybody know what's happening.
Go to town.
Okay, so I'm co-streaming today. Um, yeah, I gotta figure out what I'm doing. I gotta pull up my Trello and see what the tasks are. And yeah. Boop doop boop doo. Okay, we got a bunch of stuff. I'm looking at the Trello and gonna see if maybe the merchant event could use some work.
That could be good. Yeah, I think we need art love, and we need to get it so that it does both types of things well.
Right, because we had two kinds of events for that.
Yep.
Okay, so another weird side effect of our push to talk is that if I have a browser up, this button somehow defaults to hitting the back button in the internet browser. So keep switching pages on me.
Yep, that's I noticed that as well. So I'm gonna have to fix that stream real quick.
Okay, every X days encounters instead of a regular inquiry, a special event could show up that would be a merchant who trades goods. Well, let's run the game. Oh wait, I'm in release mode. I guess that's because I was building actual builds for festival submissions and stuff last time I was in here. I'm going to turn down the game audio. We do not have an in-game volume setting for this yet. I don't know. Hopefully that's not too loud on the stream. If anybody's in chat and listening, you can let me know how the levels are, if the game audio is both audible and not too loud. If I don't hear anything, I'll assume it's okay. um, okay. Everything compiles. I suppose I should also check and make sure I have any of the latest updates from Chad. What do I have that is not committed? Oh yeah, I have uncommitted changes.
I do too. I separated the battle out from the encounter.
Okay, and I have the thing where we're changing the order of the thief in the enumeration, whatever, to make sure everything compiled, but I did not commit that. Or
All
didn't crash, rather.
Yeah, also fun on the push to talk. My mouse button does something in Visual Studio.
Does it? I guess I haven't tried that out yet. Okay, mine doesn't appear to be doing anything at the moment, so I guess that's good. Fixes to make sure the game doesn't crash when the thief uh, comes up because um, because we moved it in the
Are you
list.
gonna push all this stuff up and you want me to grab it?
Yeah, I'm typing out the commit message right now. Because we moved it in the list for the sake of avoiding the usual range of regular job types when randomizing. I think that's why we did all that. Okay, my stuff is up. Grab that and let me know if you commit your things, and we'll make sure we're all squared away here.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna save mine and commit it after. And here we are.
Delicious coffee is an important part of Friday Game Dev. Ba, 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 ba. Uh, Also, awkward pauses are an important part of Friday Game Dev, apparently, just because I'm waiting for things to be committed. But I guess I can look through and figure out where the code is for the merchant stuff. Okay, encounter. Okay, looking through. So, can you let me know, like, how far did we get on the recent moving battle out of the encounter state?
How far do we get what? On
On
moving it?
Yeah, on moving battle, like decoupling or moving, separating those things.
I'm committing right now. So basically, I didn't do like. There's still a little bit more to do. I think it. I tested a bunch of cases and it worked, but what it does is it takes all of the logic that was tied up in the GM encounter function and moves it to its own battle function. I changed how it detects to keep showing text boxes to make it easier, and also to make it possible so that you can go in and change it so that it can run on time versus mouse click, or I mean hitting enter, although it can still secondarily use enter if we want. And you can go grab it now.
Okay, I also just discovered what these buttons do in Visual Studio. It wasn't doing anything before because I guess I hadn't been flipping through files yet, but it looks like it switches forward and backward between tabs. Is that what's happening for you?
Yeah, pretty much.
I wonder where those things are set and if they can be unset.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. I'm trying to find. There's like a customized. It's like yeah, there's like a keyboards things in the options.
Most of the searches I'm finding are for Visual Studio Code rather than Visual Studio proper. Although in code, you can't modify the key bindings for anything. Hmm. I'm looking for things that say next and previous to see if there's some kind of setting for that.
I did those shenanigans and then I gave up and made it left control.
Oh, the push to talk button.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get a pinky workout today.
Oh, okay. I see.
All right, but I'm gonna have to take a break. You know what time it is?
Oh, is it time to pour some coffee?
It's time to pour some coffee.
Mine is percolated, so I have to do my pouring downstairs. Yeah, I guess I'll have to reassign also. I found a command that says window.next tab, but it's only showing the keyboard shortcut for it. It doesn't say anything about mouse buttons, so I feel like that's probably hiding somewhere else.
Yeah, I don't know where it's hiding. I couldn't find anything with a mouse button. So
Okay, testing the new key.
You're coming in loud and clear.
Awesome. I'm using tilde for reference.
Now that's a real pinky workout.
Okay. Enough of these Visual Studio shenanigans. Okay, so we have the changes, and this says that I've changed things somehow. Don't save. Open it up fresh. Okay, yeah. We'll put this back in debug mode. Recompile everything to make sure it's working. Okay, skip through a bunch of things. I'm gonna check the volume again. I feel like my headphones are just super loud. Okay. Alright. Turn that down to a reasonable volume. Again, I have no idea what it sounds like in chat, but it's only the Retro Shark hanging out with us right now. So hopefully, and he's got his audio off. So he cannot tell me how the audio levels are. Okay. Oop. That's definitely broken. I cannot submit. I can wait. Oh. Submit is broken. So I found a bug.
No, you didn't find a bug. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, intentionally non-functional feature?
Is submit not working?
Correct. Are you also experiencing that?
I swear I tested that, but maybe I was just testing dying and all that stuff. You can go look at the code where you die and probably paste that in.
Now I've got to make sure that I'm not pressing tilde while my code window is open because it just types a character in there. I'm going to end up with all sorts of compile bugs today.
Nice.
So where... Oop,
So
so
I think line 869 is where I do what needs to be done if you submit.
okay, in game modes, or is it in like the fight code?
It's in game modes. And actually, maybe you don't need to do all that stuff because if you submit, you could probably let someone else in.
Yeah, at the moment it looks like it's handling if you're in critical condition when it's over, and it's, I mean, this line 869 is in the battle finished.
Yeah, so you just need lines 871 and 872. And then you need to change the mode to encounter. Or rather, admit, I think.
So that looks like 871 is a comment in mine.
Yeah. Yep.
So we register the NPC there.
And then
Uh,
I
but
think you just need to change the mode to admit, or the
but
mode to encounter, and the encounter underscore mode to admit.
so why does this interact with the submit action?
Uh, because when you submit, the enemy, the NPC, will enter. They have to force enter the village, right?
I was voluntarily submitting at the beginning of the fight, though, so I was not in critical condition. So I shouldn't even be in this block of code.
C- Correct. I'm saying copy and paste that line into wherever you need it to go, like the command
Oh,
submit thing.
I misunderstood. So this register NPC code is what I need to put in the submit action, wherever that is.
Yeah, and then I think you need to set the mode, like the underscore mode, set mode to encounter, and then the underscore encounter underscore mode to admit. Unless admits its own mode, I forget.
Okay. Do command search, refuse, permit. Permit is different than submit. Surrender. That's only for NPCs. Close gate. Allow more. Finish. Is it command surrender that we use for this action?
I think so, yeah.
Alright, I'm going to step through this. Okay. Submit doesn't even get here. Okay. Oh, permit entry. Okay, so we do have a permit entry command.
Yeah, I guess up to you whether you want to consider it like forced or permitted based on whatever your battle state is.
Yeah, I feel like it still counts as forced entry if the battle has started.
Yeah. Yep, that's what I'm thinking.
Okay, I think it's not working because the mode is show text. By the time we get to this case, it doesn't show up as being in battle.
Um, so the mode should be display result, but I guess if it does do that, then we can just you can either change it to display result and use the battle system, use a turn display data, or if it's there, you could just set next to be admit, couldn't you?
I'm confused by 100% of what you just said. I'm in the do command function in the in I
I
think.
can look at it really quick if you want, but the I can't scroll when I do that. The point is basically like it shouldn't be in show text if it's not doing the state transitioning properly, right? Because like if it was in the encounter, is it breaking in GM encounter or GM battle? It
I
it should be GM battle because
right.
you have the battle commands.
Right. It should be in battle. For some reason, it's in show text, which seems like this should, based on the flow. based on the flow I'm seeing here, it should register it as peaceful because it's not registering as battle at the moment, and then it should also go into um, show text with the admit state as next, regardless. And
Is the underscore mode actually encounter? Because if the underscore mode is battle, then it doesn't matter what the underscore encounter underscore mode is because we're not checking it.
oh, maybe it's a bug because we're comparing encounter mode battle to underscore encounter underscore mode. The encounter mode is
So
show text.
the
Are we?
mode for the underscore mode for battle, the only reason that exists as part of the encounter modes is so that it can correctly transition to battle after you hit enter. So if it's comparing to battle, that means that um, maybe it's because before it was overloaded there. Battle meant like you were actually in battle or something.
Approach, battle, show text, refuse, admit. Yeah, I guess because it's supposed to be going into this show text, and show text is different. It's list. It's a different encounter mode. Battle's in the list, but yeah, seems to be a different state. Although I'm not getting any text that's showing in this instance. I guess I'm not sure how it gets set to show text in the first place if it doesn't have any text that it's showing.
So it probably is just in show text from that's the last state it was in before it went into battle. Because remember, now the encounter is a separate thing. So underscore encounter dot underscore mode is no longer like being actively tracked while you have battle commands up.
Okay, yeah. So this is deprecated concept in a way, or the way that these variables are used is becoming deprecated as we transition out of having them be the same thing.
Yep. Where is the code where it does stuff based on you chose surrender?
Theoretically, it was doing that in the do command. It, permit entry is the command ID that was coming up when I press it. Yeah, it sort of looks like we had a concept in here for a surrender command, but that's not what's being used.
Yeah, I think the surrender command when I was looking at it just now, it looks like that's actually for when you let yourself get finished.
Okay, so that is a separate concept that is being used.
Yep. So now the question would be, why did the encounter mode switch to show text, and it's not forcing entry? That one, maybe we just need to make sure that when you go into battle, we always set it to battle and don't transition it to whatever the next mode is.
Yeah, so it looks like when an NPC draws their weapon, we do set the encounter mode to show text with the next mode being battle. So that looks like the setup there. But now
I
whenever we
bet
transition to battle, this is the wrong variable to be checking for anything that we're
I
doing during battle.
I bet we set the next to battle and then we check it and go, oh, it's battle, but we don't actually say, okay, now the mode is battle. It just
Yeah,
says next.
yeah,
So the other thing is what we could do is instead of even worrying about mode next, because it's kind of like uh capricious as to what state it might be in at any point. If you're not in the encounter thing, is instead of checking for if the encounter mode is battle, we could just check whether the game mode is battle or whether it's encounter.
yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. Now that we have the game mode as its own thing. So game mode is where? Is that a new thing we put somewhere?
Game mode is the one that we switch on in Hisato to see which function we use.
Oh, right. The actual game mode, game mode.
Yeah, so let's see. I have it changed locally. I'll see if it works. Okay, I need to add some other stuff here, like actually switching back to encounter mode, but it should be good after that.
Cool. Are you gonna patch that up real quick then?
Yep, I'll handle that.
I guess one other bug I want to look into today is I still get occasionally a search that gives the wrong text.
I was trying to recreate that a lot last night and I couldn't do it. I don't know what the repro steps are for that.
I'm not really sure either, but there's definitely a case where it just like when it's selecting the I think it's in the I think it's in the menu data because I checked the code for how it's responding, like how it builds the text or decides which one, and as long as the action is correct, the string is correct. So I think something is happening when menu actions are being like removed or replaced or something that we end up with a search button that has the inquiry action associated with it. Okay, but I'm gonna try and test the other
I
thing.
think it's
Okay,
getting the wrong action.
that's a hypothesis, untested. But yes,
So in underscore actions for Hisato, do you know like do we have like a unique set there? Like is it actually 0 and then 1?
uh, I'm not sure what we're at. Which thing?
So like in the fighter def, we have like an underscore actions, and it's like
I might
determines.
I might have meant to say commands rather than action.
Right, but when we load all those, don't we? Oh wait, no, we don't. We load all those ones static, don't we?
Commands are a static array of options.
Yeah, what I mean is we literally just call it for each one with the proper command enum. So would it be that the menu doesn't get cleared, or the menu doesn't know how to resolve it?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe like the. Oh, that's a good question. So the menu changes, and then if it's like restoring only based on whether we change the menu command with the next or previous. If that top option gets eliminated because we've already used it, then uh, it it might have stored the selected action as what it was right before that. That would make sense. And also, because of the way we're doing battle now, I think I would prefer to disable those after they're used instead of uh, deleting them from the menu.
So I might just accidentally get a fix.
Yeah, I think that is still a bug, but but there's two fixes. one that's a fix for the bug, and one that fixes the actual design of the thing to be better. Did you happen to push the fix for the known mode thing?
I push the fix.
Cool. I like having a fix. Okay, so I need to open up the menu. And I need to write something that if an item is removed, update the selected item data. And and all we have is set menu item clear, add item, enabled item, disable item, remove item, replace item. And we have a next and previous. So I need a I need to create something called just select index, and put this code in it. And make sure. Yeah, that's weird because this doesn't store data. Even if selection is 0, it should still grab. Huh. Huh. Okay. That doesn't make sense to me. I guess I need to track the repro steps for that before I can fix that specific issue. But regardless, let me see, get selected ID, M under selection, ID. So if I erase something out of the items array and selection index has not changed, it should give the proper ID. Let's see. There's 3 places. Encounter mode, approach. If I hit return and we're in approach mode, that does the command. If we are in battle mode selecting action, we do that there. And if we are in game mode continue, more strangers await entrance. Okay, yeah, that's the continue hanging out there thing. Okay, have a sip of coffee. Hmm. 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 Okay. So that's where I would get command from action. I don't need that. That's specifically for battle, because actions are a separate concept from commands for battle things, because they're like skills. You can learn the skills. Anyway, there's reasons. There's reasons for that. So for now, the main thing is in game modes, I need to go to the encounter mode and say when we hit enter and we do command, if we inquire, we no longer want to remove item, but disable it and go to the next. And likewise with search. Okay, this one replaces why does this branch? If the NPC... Okay, so it replaces search with take, or it removes it if there was nothing to take. But instead of removing it, again, we'll disable it and call next. Inquire. A few things to sell. Okay, and search is highlighted here. You find nothing. I like that so much better, because now it looks like those things are done. Okay, cool. And then Okay, I don't actually want to replace this. Again, because disabling it kind of marks it as complete. I think I want to insert a menu item like after that to add the take option. Okay. So we're not going to replace. I'm going to see if there is an insert option. And there is not, so we will add one. Insert item, constant v, insert after index, constant item ID, and okay, and then we will code that up right here. Scope it into the menu, and then we will do a, I guess this is another this is a vector. Okay. Other items, insert, const iterator where. Do I use find item ID v index? Oh, I should insert after ID. That makes that. Oh, did you say something to me?
I did not.
Oh, well, part of your, you must have tapped the button then. Part of your voice came through for just a split second. Menu item, new item. Cost. Labeled true. Labeled ID. Equals the new item ID. New item label. Equals the new label. And just so we don't have uninitialized data, we'll do like that. New item. And then we will find item of the insert after ID and find index. If oh, I need to make this Boolean because if we give it an ID, it can fail because we might not find that ID. And since okay, insert item after ID needs to be the title. Okay, so we have int find index. So if we find the index, then we insert it and return true. Otherwise, return false. And if that fails, then we can just add the item to the end of the list. Okay, so replace item. We'll no longer do that. We will insert item after ID. Command search. Command take. Take. And then we'll say, if that fails, then we'll just add it to the list. VID command take, take, and those are defaulted. Okay, I suppose I need to stick with the formula here and offer const int vCost equals do not show cost, and const bool v enabled equals true, and then instead of hard coding these things, it won't automatically go here because I changed the definition. Okay. There we go. Okay. Cost v enabled. Okay. So in-game modes. Okay. We do this. We add it right after search. Inquire. Search. Okay, and in that case, we don't get the take option. Inquire. Search. Okay, whatever. Inquire. Search. Man, these people don't have anything. They must be poor or something. You find hidden weapons. Okay. So in this instance, the insert... Okay, I need to add a +1. Off by 1 error. Classic off by 1 error. Find index +1. Inquire. Search. Oh, I do need to disable search after I search, though. Game modes. Disable item. Oh, I guess we disable this regardless of whether we found anything or not. So we'll disable it. And we'll go next. And we can take out that else case. Because in all cases, even if we're adding this, we're disabling search and going next. Okay. Now I'm curious, if I insert this item, it should be highlighted, even if I call the next up here. Okay.
Seth, it looks like you're kind of working on menus.
Uh, yeah, yeah. I am fixing. I'm preventing, I think, the bug that we were talking about earlier by disabling items instead of removing them after we inquire and search.
Cool. I happen to be working on the pause menu right now. I was wondering, I had a question for you.
Go for it.
All right, so we're gonna have some items like resume to get out of the menu. Now that we've heard possibly like a settings menu so that you can change the volumes. And then like a quit button. Is that correct?
Yeah, I suppose it's be good to have a quit button just in case.
Now, do you want like a quit button, or do you want like a return to title button?
I guess this is a funny concept because I keep thinking Game Boy in my head, and there is no quit button on a Game Boy because you just power the thing off. But I think um, if we have a separate quit menu that is like return to title or return to start screen, like if they want to start a run over,
So like
is
your
that
third menu item would be like quit, and then it would be like pop up a sub menu with quit or return title, or do you want to just put both buttons on the first menu?
uh, I guess um if we're in game, yeah, let's have both items in the menu. And if we're in a game, then let's just have the like return to title option be only inserted in that menu if we happen to have an active game running. And if we're on the title screen, you just have like quick game on there, but you could still adjust like the volume from the main screen, that sort of thing. I just figure we can, if we make this work for the title screen also, that the options can be there.
So if we make it work for the title screen as well, like, do you want this to show up at like after you press start to go past like the title?
Um, we can do that, or we can just have like make a proper menu on the main screen that is options and start game. I kind of want like if start game is there to just be one button and you begin, like the same thing to begin a game. But if we have it available there, they could set options from the main screen.
Yeah, like sans the press any key.
Right. Does that sound like a good plan?
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that.
Cool. I will let you know as soon as I'm done with this little bit. I'll commit this menu fix as soon as I've got the little logic wrinkles worked out. Okay. Okay, that's funny. I seized somebody's garden tools and they decided to fight me. And I don't think I've chosen to do this particular thing before because I'm usually trying to be nice to people, but it just made me laugh.
Now they're just fighting you with their fists. Poor guy, you stole his livelihood.
Yeah, poor guy. I stole his tools and then beat him up and sent him away. Okay, that fixes up. I actually think it really enhances conveyance to have things being disabled instead of removed. It also makes me want to add a status display on the screen if we find something.
Where like a status? What does that mean? Where would
Um,
that be?
like if you find garden tools, there's something, either an icon or some text or both, that show that the person, like just if you're hammering through the menu, especially when we're debugging, but also if players like hit the text before they've read it carefully. Like if you want to know if somebody has something safe or something that's contraband, like just display what is found once you've done the search option.
Yeah. Do you want to put it like somewhere like on the top left with the rest of the like known info? Because I feel like it's kind of like a here's what
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. That makes sense. Um, I'm also thinking about uh, displaying the mood of the stranger so that they can see the connection between inquiry, search, and seizure on that person's mood. So if they do fight you, that you've got some like immediate information as to why that is. What do you think about that?
Do you think that it it might need to be something that is discovered? Like as soon as you talk to them or anything like that, that you get a sense of their mood?
Maybe.
The only thing about knowing their mood outright is that I feel
Do
like
we lose the mystery?
yeah, you lose like some of like the hesitation on choosing any of the commands. Like you then know immediately like okay, if I do this, then he'll go to this mood and I'll be safe and I can do this and then I can do that. Like you instead of like pawing over what is the optimal decision here to make in this inquiry menu, you get that. But like if it is revealed after the first time you talk to them, it still has a little bit of that because you're like, should I even talk to them? If they're like violent, they'll fight me right away. But like otherwise, you'll like see maybe you'll get like an indicator, and if you do it something else, it'll narrow it down.
Okay, these are all good points. um,
We could try it with and without and play do a playthrough too. I mean,
yeah,
I don't know the effect of these things until I've played with them. You know, like
yeah. I guess I'm wanting to be open minded because the playtests I did last Sunday or whatever, um, just had me questioning every aspect of conveyance. My feeling was, after watching somebody go through a whole game without any instruction, I mean, I guess about halfway through, I did start commenting, just due to the amount of unknown factors. Um, but like some of the things weren't understood until like the stat screen came up, and it was like, oh, there is a village simulation. I did affect this. Some amount of that is okay, like because I want that stat screen to be a, I want it to matter as a reveal. But the whole experience just had me like, okay, what ways can I clue the person in? But I like what you're saying about kind of retaining the mystery of choices a bit, but that there might be a way to narrow down or hint at what state the person might be in based on the actions that you take. I don't have any idea for what that would be though.
yeah, it's I had this idea of this concept for like a strategy game where like knowing info is like the valuable part about the game, like even down to like the health of the enemy units, which is crazy for a strategy game. But like anyways, the point is like how much of something being unknown is actually important in the game, and like it's kind of hard to say without like seeing some more playthrough after we add a little bit more stuff. But like, yeah, my inclination is that the mood, like the temper of the person, um, is something that differentiates people and forces that menu to be interesting versus like having like an optimal path through there.
Okay. Well, let's take the approach that we'll just uh, make sure that we have visual representations of the things that they absolutely know. We'll leave the mood out of the display for now, just to see how far we can get with just a basic status display of known factors. And then if we do testing and people are still confused, we can take it to the next level, come up with something fancy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think there's like something to be said to like what factors cause a person to want to fight you. Like right now it's literally just temper. Like, is that enough? Like, do we need like more specific rules? Like, because right now it's like if you take someone's stuff, if you talk to them, if you search them, whatever, like all those things escalate their temper. Like it's a guaranteed like thing. But maybe like some people don't care about that stuff. Like maybe the temper needs to be more nuanced than just like four four steps and you get to the last step and you're done.
Yeah, that all makes sense. I'm thinking about switching the names of some of the job tools also, um, just for consistency. Like if we say we took the garden tools from the farmer, but his sprite shows that he's using a garden tool to fight and stuff like that, that doesn't quite make sense. And I don't want to make secondary sprites for all these things. So I was thinking about changing that to like seeds.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Where do we store that data?
I believe that's npc underscore search is the thing you're looking for, the enum.
Ah, yes, correct. Oh, wait, that's generic trade
I
tools. So there's a trade tools array
yeah
somewhere.
yeah, I think there's an array that uses the npc search. Like if but it you should be able to find all where we pass that in. Where we pass in npc underscore search probably. I think there's just a function that converts from one to the other and it just reads an index. So I think you just need to find the function.
I got it. It is G underscore item production names.
I
I
don't think
think
that's the right
no.
one. That's
Oh,
not the right one. But
yeah.
it is like a G underscore in some file, whether it's npc def or command def or something.
Search.
Did you find the get contraband name
Oh
yet?
yeah, it's in the search. That is a search CPP. I just forgot this file existed. What do you call the materials that baskets are made from?
Oh boy. Sweet weave, wicker. It's probably made of reed in the context of our game, but
Yeah, the internet says wicker is a technique rather than a material.
yeah, I think it would be made out of reeds. Like, isn't there like a byproduct of something grown that they use?
Yeah, I'm looking up to see if there's a reliable source that says what's the preferred material for like Japanese weaving in particular.
Yeah.
Could be bamboo.
Could be.
Okay, yeah, I've got one reference to bamboo. Yeah, I think we'll go with bamboo strips or something like this.
That sounds on point, on key, on whatever. Maddie says it's a reed as well, but you know, is that a reed of bamboo? Is that a thing?
Yeah, I'm not sure if they're this considered the same or not. I'm just gonna say generically bamboo strips for the time being, just because I don't feel confident enough to say particularly whether a reed and a bamboo strip is identical. I'm also now trying to look up stuff about fishing to see if I can have something related to um, Japanese fishing in particular.
Would it use bait no matter what?
Some kind of bait. I just wonder, like, if I say worms, that feels like an American thing. I know we use that over here, but
Yeah.
like, what do they use? I don't know. Okay, so they're flies or lures, or sometimes known as, I guess, kibari, but I don't know if I want to use. Um,
Could just use the term lure.
yeah, I guess I'll just say lure and bait or something like that. You can say tackle and bait.
Yeah, wouldn't you have one or the other. No, I guess not.
I originally wrote tackle and nets, but I think he's got like a net again in his sprite, so I guess that's the part that I need to, fix for continuity. Everybody wanting to fight. Okay, I'm going to work on that status display thing since that's come up. Just for the search. Actually going to go on a quick break for just a moment here. I'll be right back.
Cool.
Okay, and back.
Let's go.
All right, so I'm going to close all these windows. I'll leave Trello up, and we're going to get into I closed the file that I wanted. Choose game modes. That's okay. All right, during the encounter. Okay,
So it
battle.
comes to my attention that the press start text is built into the image itself on the start screen. We'll need to remember to fix that.
Yes, let me do that real quick. I might as well. It'll be easy fix. Give me one sec. All right, gonna edit some pixels real quick here. Whew. Game development is full of tangents and rabbit holes. Open. Start screen. It actually should be displayed somewhere. The title graphic doesn't have text on it. I think it's actually just a font
Oh, I see. I
object
see it here.
somewhere. So that's easier fix than we thought, hopefully.
I see it. I removed it. I think it was being the text of it was being set in a different spot, so I didn't realize that it was dynamic.
Okay, cool. I'm happy when things turn out to be easier than we thought.
I get very mad. I'm like, man, I wish this was so much harder. I wish I could just be working for a day on this.
Yeah. Well, we can't all be masochists. But you do you, Chad. You do you. Okay. So, ba-dum. Okay. Hisato, this is where we define data. Um, data, story data, mode data, font data. Okay. If next does not equal refuse or admit, we're showing all of these things. This is where we draw the NPC frame, so it stands to reason that we should be drawing the found objects here. Searched found objects. Okay. Now where the heck do we store that information? NPC definition. Item none. Okay, so the NPC has the information about whether they have an item, but do we store whether or not we have found it, searched it? Let's go back here to encounter data. NPC data, visible data, text box. I guess we just put it in the NPC data. So, I don't think we're storing anywhere whether or not we have searched an item. We just search it and then display it once, and that's it.
We do know that the search command isn't there, right?
We now know whether it's disabled, which is sort of the same thing.
If you do know that it's disabled, you can also then check what the NPC's search item is. Like we do store what they have, right?
Yeah, that gets generated and it exists in the NPC data. whether they have an item or not.
So theoretically, the info's there. It's just
Right.
ugly to do all the logic to see, because then you also have to disappear if it's take, or if take's disabled.
Correct. But as long as the data is there, it's better not to add a variable, I think, and track it separately or duplicatedly. Okay, if vData encounter, no. Okay, this is nuts. Okay. Okay, I have to add menu functionality for this. Okay, void is, oh, I guess this is Boolean, is item disabled. Is item enabled. And then we have to put in const v item ID, item const int item ID. Yes. Okay, we'll make a couple of functions here. Okay, and we'll scope these in. And, oh, hey, Mig is in here. Hisato Dev, yes, we are developing on stream today. And my friend Chad over at Binary Solo Games is also streaming on his channel. We're both coding it up today. Oh, and Retro Shark, you've got the audio now. What is it that you're trying to solve right now, you've asked. Okay, so right now I am going to add some information to display on the encounter inquiry screen when you're talking to a stranger. If you have searched a stranger and they have an item in their possession and you have not issued the take command to seize the item, then I'm going to display what item they are carrying on the screen. In order to display that without adding any new data to the drugs, there are drugs in the game, but they are legal in the form of medicinal herbs. You know, ancient Japanese medicinal herbs. We're not naming names. We don't know which herbs they are, but the player can use their imagination, I suppose. Anyway, herbs are not considered contraband in this game. It's a legitimate profession to be an herbalist. There are criminals in this game as well that are doing illegal activities, but carrying herbs is not one of them in this game. Okay, so in order to display the items, which some people just have like tools and materials related to their job, I have to be able to query the menu as to whether an item exists and is enabled or disabled. So we're going to find item by ID, and got a find index. And then we'll say if it is found, then we return whether that item is not enabled. If it is not enabled, then it is disabled. Why is that const int? That's fine. I don't know why that's... Okay, so if it is not found, or it is not disabled, then this function will return false. If, and this one will be the same, except we'll remove that. Actually, we can... Is item enabled? The item ID. We can just call that function in this one. Find item. I don't know why that's underlined. The object has type qualifiers that are not compatible with the member function menu. Find item. Const menu. Find item can be const. That is why. Because we are not changing the value of any member variables. Syntax error. Okay, this is item disabled command search. Okay, if we have this C++ Japanese spices, this C++ stuff is crazy. If you're interested and you have questions about C++, you are welcome to ask. I've been coding this language for over 20 years, so I don't even think about the language anymore. It's just second nature to me. I am fluent in most C++. There's some modern stuff, some features I don't bother with. There's a couple things that, like modern codes that Chad uses, that freak me out because they're not the good old C++ that I know. But when I'm typing, I'm not even really thinking about C++. I'm just expressing myself. It's an art form. Anyway, okay. If vdata menu item is disabled, command search returns true, and vdata encounter npc item equals npc search none. I guess this would be, we have to, if it's not none, that means they have something. And the menu item command take is enabled, meaning that we haven't done it yet. We haven't taken it. So here it says we've already performed a search. This line says if the NPC does have a valid item of any kind, and we haven't taken it, then we're going to display some stuff. vdata fonts, font stranger, text, set text, kind of want to build a string, so I'm going to make a text object, item, found item. Okay, so here we take the found item text object and we format with this template here, and we feed in, we need an array of these objects to access somewhere. I'm sure I have these names. Maybe not in the NPC definition. It is. Maybe it's in the search. Trade tools. Trade tools or contraband. Doesn't matter. They're all in this list. Saber, 2 swords, knives, Saku coins, knives, 2 swords, and a saber. Welcome back. That was quick, Retro Shark. Hope all is well with you, with your leaving and returning. So get contraband name. We can rename that to just get item name. Because this is for the whole list, not just contraband. Get get item name. Bidoop, bidoop, bidoop. Where were we? Game modes. I was in the encounter. And we're building a string right here. Okay. Get item name. And we pass in the NPC item. And then we built a string, pass it into the font object, and we render it. I'm going to move this down here. Any searched found objects which are not yet taken. Instead of 816, we'll go down to it's probably a small font, 1624. Yeah, let's just try printing it right under the name. And we'll see if this works. Retro Shark Ninja skills. Yeah, disappear and reappear so quickly. Inquire. Okay, I'm gonna let him in. Because I got... everybody wants to fight. You find nothing. Okay. Boring first day. You find hidden weapons. Okay, so this is wrong. Has vegetable seeds. The thief has vegetables. The thief does not have vegetable seeds. Also, it's clear that I need to make these strings really small. Good friendly chat going on. Retro Shark says, life is well. A coworker dropped off a Macintosh SE today for me to take a look at and try to get working again for them. That is amazing. I already knew this because he told me earlier, but I'm still excited. I'll be excited again on stream about the old Macintosh. Okay, so I need to put a breakpoint in here to make sure that I can check these values. And I also need to okay, these are all going to be super tiny. Okay. We find nothing. Okay, oops. We'll permit everyone that's not carrying something. Okay. Now we gotta see. Item says trade. Oh, trade tools. I have to convert trade tools into search item IDs. Okay, so I need to pass in their job. NPC job. Right? Yeah. Okay. Edit. Okay. Stop debugging. We'll recompile. Oh, Retro Shark has something special planned for the Mac Classic that he hasn't told me. Alright, well, consider me in suspense. Mick says, yesterday wasn't bad. I tried working on my teeth game and was met with complete and utter failure. Ooh. Well, hey, utter failure is part of the game development. I experience that all the time. Jokes. These are the jokes. NPC Search. Wait, NPC Search. Trade tools? Propaganda, weapons, machine. Okay, now I'm confused. Photo. Oh man, there are concepts in here that make no sense. This should not take. This should. This should. Okay, I have made a mistake. Um. Yeah, I've made a mistake. Well. Okay. Okay, so that is apparently what that function is for. I just need to write a new function. Get item name const npc job. Or wait, I need to just model this. Get tools response, get search response. Get searched item name. NPC data. Item name. Okay. There's some things in here that are not being used anymore. or never got used. You find strong medicine. Trade tools is really all I need, but yeah, I'll have to bring this up again. Checking chat. Utter failure is the best part, if you ask me, says Retro Shark. Utter failure is the part where you level up your skills. Without utter failure, you never get better at the game development skill set. Which is not to say you can't still have fun without failure, but failure is what moves you forward. In fact, makes it all the better to rise from the ashes. In fact, I'm back on it right now and might have found a solution. There you go. Meg is leveling up in real time. As we speak, the Retro Shark says, let us know if it is found. Currently rocking an Apple Keyboard 2, using a few converters to get it working with USB Type A. That's awesome. Peripherals are fun. Mig Moog says plus 3 XP. Woo! Da 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 da. Yep. That's Final Fantasy victory music. Plus 9,000 XP. Oh! I don't know. You have to ask Mig whether this was a boss encounter. Okay. Get searched item name. I think in general this will be trade tools. I'm going to remove punctuation. I'm going to remove the sentence structure and just return blood. Gosh, I don't even know where these things go in the game. I don't even know. I feel like I need to bring this back, but whatever. The main thing is, okay, based on their job, we get a string. What? String trade tools. Yeah, this is right. B, NPC, job. I guess I need to make it an integer. I don't know. NPC job to NPC search. Okay, that's because we're going to use a different function. Get searched item name. Okay, and that is a compile error only because this has not been declared yet. Okay. Does not take one argument. That is because I guess we need like 2 of these. Found item and item status. So item status will be the complete build string, and found item will be just the one we get from this function. NPC. Oh, we just pass in the whole NPC, not the job. Okay. Found item, blah, 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 blah. Still have a bunch of errors. Get item name. we'll fix this and return it to get contraband's name. And vResponse is an undeclared. Oh. Okay. You find nothing? vResponse. Oh. This one. Okay. I just used a different variable name. Mig's evolving. Dun dun dun. He is. He's unlocking new abilities just like a Pokemon. He will be better in his next game dev battle. Alright. Search. Alright, just checking. NPC. Found item is nothing. Nothing. Alright, starting over. Search. Okay, we found something. NPC. Alright, so the NPC we're passing in has trade tools. Okay, so since he's a Ronin, should come back with swords. Found item. Oh, that's listed as knives. Something is out of order there. And so we will change the order of these things because I think we have moved the thief to a different place. In the list. Find nothing. Alright, you go in. Aha! Checking again. We're debugging. Before we call it, we check. It is a vagrant. He has trade tools. So when we call that, it should equal a small cup. Okay. Why does it say a small cup and not just cup? Because, alright. Because I had to undo some. A cup. A bowl. Live bait. Seeds, dry herbs, bamboo, wine, coins, swords, knives, a saber. Okay. Search. Okay. Checking again. Fisherman. A basket. That is totally confusing. It should just say trade tools. Why? Okay, what the heck does it say? And then we get nothing. That's totally confusing. NPC. Go to definition. NPC data. Go to definition. NPC search. Basket is not. It is on this list. I'm so confused. Okay, wine and basket should not be on this list. Wine. That should be under trade tools. I guess I need to check in on Chad before I go deleting stuff. Hey yo, Chad.
What is up?
We have an enumeration called Npc Search, which are some specific items and then a general category of trade tools. And on this list we have wine and basket. Is this because we wanted merchants to be able to carry some of these things for trading?
No, that was because we used the NPC underscore search in another place. Oh wait, the last are they at the very end?
They're at the very end after a bunch of like contraband stuff and some things that we don't even use, I think. The reason I am
Yes.
asking is because I just ran into a situation where a fisherman had a basket, and I was like, what? I didn't even know that was on the list until just now. So it
Yeah,
seems
that was just because we wanted the NPC to be able to trade those things, and we didn't have them. So I think we could use a different thing to like. Right now, I think the search is kind of overloaded in that like
right.
it has anything that you like. We use search in place of having like a secondary enum that we like could convert to.
Yeah, I'm thinking this needs to be split up. I'll kind of just let it go for now because I don't want to screw up a bunch of stuff while I'm just adding this status display. But we can talk about having the NPC search just be trade tools, contraband, and merchant goods, and then we'll split out from there to the specific lists that matter for those categories. Does that work?
Yeah, that sounds fine.
Cool. All right. I'll make a note on Trello, and we'll call that good. Okay. Labels. This is kind of a refactor feature. Okay. Update NPC search enumeration list such that the only values are categorical. Relevant categories, trade tools, contraband, merchant goods. Okay. Okay, so that's a card that's up there right now. Retro Shark says the arrow key layout of this board is really throwing me off. I'm going to search this board so I can see what you're looking at on your Macintosh adventure. Apple Keyboard 2. Images. Does it look like that? Oh, I do remember this. Wow. Yeah, those are not laid out in a modern thing, and I don't think yeah. Yeah, I remember this, and I I feel like a lot of the games that I played were point and click, so you weren't like using arrow keys for a lot of stuff. You were just clicking and clicking. By the way, if and when and if you get that system up and running, I need to know if you have like a floppy disk drive that you can load data onto, because there's like old games and stuff that I used to play that it would be fun to see you like have a crack at some of these games to put on that machine. Anyway, yeah, just keep me posted on your whole hardware functional situation with the Mac adventures. Whew, okay, so yeah, so I'm not going to touch this right now. I'm just going to run the game again and hope that I get values that make sense for me. But, okay. Search, find nothing. Permit. Search. Okay. Checking. NPC. Has wine. Okay, that's merchant goods, but we're going to take it. Okay. I need to add functionality to this function here because just to get this to work for now. I'm going to end up ripping out some of this later, but for now, I'm just going to add in these options so that it's consistent. Wine. Basket. Okay. It does have a floppy that reads writes. But do you have a floppy drive on like a PC or a Mac externally that where you can like download stuff and load up a floppy disk? Like how are you going to get data onto a floppy disk from the internet is my question. On a color classic that may be better for testing those floppies. I have never used a color classic. That would be pretty sweet. I only used the 1-bit monochrome classic. There were programs like Mac Paint and whatever that had modes that where color was implied, but okay, you don't have a floppy yet. I think it exists that there's like USB floppy drives. I used to have one around at some point, like when I had a previous job, but I think I left it there because I didn't have any personal use for it. But then also I had like dozens of old floppy disks that in the last year or so got thrown out because I had no way to use them. And who knows if the like magnetic strips even still held up, but you know, sometimes that decays, you know, the charge. Okay. Anyway, I'm excited about Macintosh adventures. I don't really care about modern Mac computing that much, but the classic is pure nostalgia for me. Okay, so what are we doing? I filled out that function just to make sure that nothing comes back empty. Search. Okay. Fisherman has trade tools, so this should say live bait. Yay, live bait. And we're displaying this. Has live bait. Yes. You find live bait. Inquire. So, inquire this interesting man. I have inquired. I can take his live bait, but that's it. Okay. I also feel like don't want the word has in there. I want to do some symbolic thing. When I get confused on characters, I bring up ye old character map just to see if there's a symbol I can use. I might just use a hyphen. Yeah. Okay. Inquire. Ah, he just wants to fight. He doesn't even care. I defeat you. Everybody's fighting. Everybody's in a bad mood. Wait. Strike. Ah, they went in and they just left me. Ah, everyone's such in a bad mood. Why you gotta fight me? Be cool. I search them and they fight. At least it works. Search. Weapons. 100% fights. Go away. Looking for honest work. Finally. They prepared to fight! Man, these people do not like... I need to take a picture of this. Stuff going over. Yeah, I'll make a card for that later. There we go. Okay. Alright. They entered in. Okay. Inquire. Everybody's fighting. Just go in. I don't even care. Soldiers burn my home. You find nothing. Okay. I'm just pondering now, and you guys can weigh in with an opinion if you have one. If you search somebody and they have nothing, is it worth also displaying that you've confirmed that they have nothing? Or is the absence of text also fine? What do you guys think about that? I think I would like to see text. Yeah, I've got the same feeling. Also, I want there to be this symbol, but in a different orientation. Does that symbol exist? I thought there were like a bunch of symbols that are like puzzle pieces. But I don't know. A hyphen is fine, I guess.
Oh, Seth.
What's up?
If you grab the latest, you have yourself a settings menu.
Awesome. I am almost done with this feature. I was just debating whether, if you have searched someone and they have nothing, whether it's also relevant to display that you've confirmed they have nothing. And chat says they would like to see that displayed. What do you think?
Do you think like there's a special icon, or is it just like say nothing? Or
Yeah, I would like probably put it in brackets to show that it's different than, you know, a found item. I don't know. Something like that.
yeah, I mean, I think it would look nice. it probably doesn't really matter too much as long as that search command is disabled, right? Because at least
Yeah,
then you get that.
yeah. Okay, I will put in the confirmed nothing, and I will get your changes and commit what I have as well.
Cool. So one thing to note here on my stuff is that I did not separate out the audio volumes yet because we have to rework some of the audio code to do that. So basically what it is now, it's what it would look like if we did separate them out, or maybe I'd add master too. But I didn't render like left and right arrows or the number yet. Just like due to time constraints. But if you do hit left and right on the music and sound effects volumes, the volume will change. I've noticed that there's like a bit of a it's definitely not linear. So it starts out at 1, so you got to hit it quite a lot of times before you hear it change. Um,
Oh, should we go in jumps, like in bigger intervals, or what do you think?
yeah, it it feels like we should go smaller intervals at the lower end and bigger intervals at the end. Like
Should we build a
from
curve function for that?
yeah, we probably should. Which I can do
We can
next
check.
time.
We can check with if it's built into the thing to work on a curve, or rather, if a linear progression just algorithmically results in a curved audio thing, we can ask the guy like specifically what that curve is and make it matched because we're still in that Discord, right? I
Yep.
am anyway.
Yep. Yeah, we I also need to go and figure out how to change the audio for specific things. Like, do we need to make 2 devices in order to be able to control their volumes individually? I don't really see a volume functionality in there. So I need to figure out a good example of that, of like having like buses basically.
That makes sense. Sounds like good things to add. I think I'm also going to add something into this text display that continues to display the item if we have taken it, and it will just say taken or
Cool.
something.
Yeah, sounds good. All right, I'm running into OT here, and I'm gonna get going so I can run a couple errands. But
Cool. Well, you go ahead and wrap up, and I'll finish out the feature that I'm doing before I shut my stream off. But good progress today.
yep, cool. I'll see you later, and I'll grab it and see how hot it looks after.
Awesome. Catch you later.
Later.
Okay, so if this is disabled, it means that I have to fix a menu function. I just realized. Okay, so is item enabled or disabled cannot call this because I have to also return false if it doesn't exist at all. So, well, it is separate functionality. Okay. Not enabled returns true. Yeah. If it's not enabled, then we negate it, which means if it is enabled, it results in false. And if it doesn't exist, it results in false. So that's good. Okay. So is item disabled? Take format s taken. Okay. So I guess else do it this way. Found item. Okay, so now if it says nothing, it will say nothing. And once again, I would love there to be like a crossed out. That's not exactly the symbol, but I want to see if it exists in the font. Or should I just print nothing? Or NA? Search. Case Npc. Oh, this isn't the function that I want. I want, yeah, this one says nothing. Okay. Nothing, trade tool, one of those things. Okay. Almost there. Inquire will work for food. You find hidden weapons. Oh, okay. So we've run into the rare honest thief. This fisherman has just confessed to being a thief. I'm gonna go ahead and refuse entry. This guy wants to fight. I don't care. We'll let him in. Inquire. Okay. He's a vagrant. He finds nothing. So there's nothing to take. Okay, now I just need to test. Oh, he's got wine. Okay, we took it. Now I've got to debug this. Game modes. Okay, so we have confirmed that there is a found item, which is wine, and this should read true. We did get rid of it. Take needs to, I'm removing it from the menu. I should disable that one also. Do command, search, take. Okay, so somewhere in here we remove the item. Whoa, what did I do? Oh. Accidentally moved this over to the other monitor. Okay, so we're removing the item when we just need to disable it. Not only do we need to disable it, but we need to go next. Just like we do on the other ones. Okay, and then that logically should work out. Inquire, search. Okay, found something. He's got a bowl. And then when we take it, we seized the bowl. Okay, this feels weird to have the brackets that way. So, seized. Is that how you spell seized? Seized? Seized. As long as it doesn't run into the sprite. Let's try it. Inquire. Search. Nothing. Nothing runs into the character. So I don't like that very well. But whatever. Whatever. Need some more dudes. Search. Weapons. Seized. Wow. Yeah, that's huge. Boop. 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 Taken is this. No, taken is fewer letters. But that's okay. We'll figure out that later. Just want to get it functional because I have to be the super prettiest. Don't fight me. Wine. Seized. It works. Permit. Inquire. I don't care right now. Inquire. Search. Take. Refuse. Cannot take because he has nothing. Okay, I'd say that's functional. Alright, I'm going to grab changes from Chad. And we will recompile and see what he's got. Ooh. Okay. And... Oh, I missed it. I want to go back to the beginning. Oh, I missed it again. Alright. Ba-doom. 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 There it is. Settings. Music volume. Sound of... As loud as it gets. Yeah, I can't tell. It's super quiet right now, but whatever. I'll assume it works. How do we get to the pause menu? Maybe it's only there on the start for now, but that's okay. Here it is again. I search, and it's got the wrong... That is not the search text, is it? Oh well, that's a bug I gotta figure out later. I'm gonna take his basket. That's so weird. Take gives the same text also in that case. Anyway. I'll look into that bug later. Okay. I think that's it for today. The main menu is up here. I feel like I'm going to move this over to the side. Since it covers up Hisato's feet. He doesn't like me taking his bowl. Bump, bump, bump. Everybody fighting again. Everybody fighting. Wow, guys, blocking game is on point. Looking for honest work in fights? There's something funky. Everybody's fighting. Either that or I just don't usually get this kind of randomization. Everybody fights. Yeah, this feels like a bug too. Strong foe approaches. Oh, yeah. Frame update. Yeah, this is bugged. Some other problem I'm running into. Whatever. Stuff to fix next time. We got the main features that we were working on done. The pause menu and the status updates for searches. Okay. Status display for searched items is working. Whoop. All right. Boop-a-doop, boop-a-doop. Committed. And that is it for today. The Retro Shark and Migmoog. Guys, thanks for hanging out. Appreciate your comments and banter. I'm going to sign off for now. Whoa, Binary Solo Games is raiding with a party of one. Woot! I'm just about to finish up. I guess I can do one more little show off of the features. So this, our new viewer here can see what I've been working on. Inquire. Search. Look, it's a vagrant. We found a cup and it displays a cup. And if we take it, it says seized. Because we got that. We snatched it up. That's it. That's my feature of the day. Anyway, I gotta run, y'all. Thanks for hanging out. I have never raided before. Maybe we'll try out a raid. Bob Ross is streaming right now. Arcus is also streaming. Arcus does some fun retro speedrunning. We'll dump everybody over there. I'm just trying this out because I've never done it before. So here we go. Start the raid. Here it goes. Should be fun.